I'm Mike Huckman at the BioBuzz Center, and I'm pleased to welcome the CEO of the Biotechnology Industry Organization, Mr. Jim Greenwood. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Of course. There has been so much buzz around here about actually a plethora of issues that are facing the biotechnology industry. What's in your top three? What are your big priorities right now?
Well, the bottom line is you can have the best science in the world, you can have the greatest entrepreneurial business people, but if the policy environment isn't right, you can't succeed. And so Bio's role is to make sure that the policy environment is right. And we have big challenges on the drug side, on the biopharmaceutical side. It's really a lot about pricing right now. This is an enormously risky enterprise. Most people don't succeed, most drugs don't succeed. Most drugs that do succeed in getting approved by the FDA never even make a profit. So we have to, unfortunately, charge pretty significant prices for these drugs. People don't like that. People want to get them inexpensively. So we're always faced with legislation that's going to cut our reimbursement one way or another. And we have to constantly fend that off, and we have to constantly doing it by explaining the value that we provide. And at the end of the day, it's going to be our products that reduce healthcare costs, not increase them.
What about on the Ag Biocide? What's the big issue there?
So Ag, 90% of the corn, 90% of the cotton, 90% of the soy grown in this country, and lots of it grown around the world are now genetically modified. That's what the farmers love it because it makes them more productive. And Lord knows with this growing population and this shrinking planet, we need more productivity. There are those who don't like what we do. I think that they are anti-science. They're not knowledgeable about the facts of the science because the World Health Organization, the United Nations, the American Medical Association, Pediatric Association, all have said for years and years these products are perfectly safe. But there are those who want to defeat us, and the mechanism they're using is labeling. They're trying to pass labeling requirements in the states, and they do that primarily as a tactic to then, once they can get the label, this is a GMO product, then they can renew their fear campaigns. So we have to fight against that.
And Jim, you had Sir Richard Branson as one of your main keynoters here at this year's convention. Obviously, he is big into biofuels. He's put them into Virgin jets. Who knows if he's going to put them into his rocket ship as well. But what's going on there?
So we're excited because we have now invested $5 billion in steel on the ground to make cellulosic biofuels plants that can be made from corn husks, corn cobs, wood chips, all kinds of organic material, and reduce greenhouse gases significantly. And in my opinion, we have to do that because global warming is real and it comes from burning fossil fuels. So that's what we have to do. The challenge is that the big oil companies don't like the competition. And so they're trying to kill what's known as the RFS, the Renewable Fuel Standard, which requires blenders to blend a certain percentage, refiners to blend a certain percentage of biofuels into the gas that we pump into our cars. So that's another big fight that we have. It's an existential fight for the industry, but we intend to win that one as well.
You're a trade organization, you're also a lobbying organization. One of your pedigrees, I should say, is from Capitol Hill, where you were a longtime congressman. So what's the important legislation? If you had to name, this is our top priority for my organization and for this industry that we need to move through Capitol Hill right now.
Well, right now we're pretty excited. Congressman Fred Upton, an old friend of mine, who's the chairman of the Energy and Commerce Committee, Diane DeGette, a Democrat, also
bipartisan.
Yes, also an old friend who served with me on the committee, have put together what they call the 21st Century Cures Initiative. They want to dramatically enhance our ability to develop, to discover, and to deliver drugs. And they want to do it comprehensively. They're doing it exactly the right way. They're, as you said, bipartisan. They don't want to do anything that's going to meet partisan resistance. They're taking their time. They're not just rushing to judgment. They're listening to everybody, patients, manufacturers, scientists, and trying to put together a comprehensive bill that will do that. So we're working very closely with them. We're very excited about it. And we think if this succeeds, we will really enhance our ability to treat and cure diseases.
Where is it right now?
It's just in the listening period. So they're just listening. They intend to write the legislation this fall, probably introduce it in early next year, and then try to get it passed in the 2015-2016 congressional session.
All right, so stay tuned on that. I am sure we're going to be hearing a lot more
Hopefully
about that legislation. Jim Greenwood, the CEO of Bio, thanks again for joining us here at the BioBuzz Center.